What's your preference? Dumbbell shrugs or shoulder shrugs?
A barbell.
Yeah, dumbbell or barbell, sorry.
I like both, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel holding a dumbbell, I get a better squeeze. I don't know why, but I feel like I do. But yeah, I say both are good, so it just depends on your preference. The only thing is I see people with shrugs, say it's a barbell or dumbbell, they go way too heavy. Like a shrug should be your arms stay here. You shrug them up as high as you can, like you want to try and get up near your ears. I see people going way too heavy. They hold the weight and they just go, which ain't really doing anything. So I've gone heavy on it before. I always find a nice medium weight where you can contract it all the way up, let them stretch down. Contract them up, let them stretch down. Don't just go, And some people too, rather than, you got to have a little bend in your arms. You might just come like that, but I see a lot of people going like this, where they're pulling more with the arms and the traps aren't really moving. Like I said, it's almost like someone asks you a question, what are you doing? And you just go, I don't know. I don't know. So just like shrug your shoulders like you're like, I don't know. So just squeeze them up like that. Don't use your arms just to pull.
And how often do you do shoulder shrugs?
Like I said, maybe once a week or sometimes twice, because like I said, I might throw them in with back, like the main heavy ones, and then on a shoulder day when I'm finished doing shoulders and you've done rear delt, because they're pretty much attached, I might just pick one shrug exercise and finish on shoulder day as well. So that's the best time to do them.
And is it a muscle that some people can overdevelop and make it?
Not really, because big traps, and you can if you've got weak shoulders. Like if you didn't have big shoulders and you got big traps, you can look very rounded. So you want to have your traps come down and then big shoulders. If you don't have shoulders, your traps just look like you. So yeah, then from the rear, when you see guys doing poses from the rear, you can see they've got a thick neck and the traps will sit up here. And then if you've got them all complete all the way down your back, it just looks complete. So I think big traps on some men make them look powerful. So I like a powerful man.
Oh.
And then with these two, you can go a bit wider. The only thing you'll find with going wider too on upright row movements, like generally the closer you are here, more traps. The wider you get here, then a lot of people will do them for their caps on their delts. You still get a bit of trap work, but if you go wider here, you get like more, like almost like, you do lateral raises for your shoulders, doing them wider.
Well, that's a good question, because that's one that we've got that people want to actually know what muscles do the upright rows work.
Well, it is, you're still working the traps to a degree, but going wider gives you more on the shoulder development. So that's like shoulders with a little bit of trap, and then like in here, that's mostly trap, and if you go in closer still, it's just more trap.
Because someone even asked, do they actually work rear delts as well? But upright rows.
Your rear delt, I said your rear delt is moving and that, but it's not like rear delt movements are going back that way where you're really contracting them. This is more just pulling up, so your rear delt's not really, it's moving that, but you're not really getting direct work on it. So yes. And
there's all one of these things like with, say, behind the neck presses. Do you believe that upright rows are bad for your shoulders?
No, I never had a problem with them. I'm sure, like I said, if you're using good form on anything, you shouldn't have problems. Like if you're doing upright rows and you're just doing that, sure, but I see people start, doing the jerky movements, going too heavy, and you're probably going to get problems because, like I said, you're not in control. You're overthrown it up, letting it go. When it goes down, you try and catch it. So if you start doing jerky movements, whereas if you're locked into a tight position and you're just doing that, you're really not going to have a problem. But if you start Yeah, your body goes loose and you start doing this. It's like that, then oh, that went. So yeah, if you're using good form and just using the muscles you're meant to be using, no, you shouldn't get injured at all.